Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out today in the cold. My name is Raquel Castagna Lopez. I represent District 6 on the Detroit City Council. We are here today to highlight the start of numerous demolitions in the Delray community, something that we've worked quite a few months to make happen. For those of you unfamiliar where we are today, we are in the heart of Delray, which is a historic neighborhood in the city of Detroit, which unfortunately has been ignored for decades by previous administrations. When the Gordie Howe Bridge was first announced almost 10 years ago, slowly the community started to decay as industry increased and residents moved out. Today, we're happy to celebrate the reinvestment in the Delray community to make sure that as the Gordie Howe Bridge is constructed, that we have a beautiful international crossing that really welcomes people to the city of Detroit and creates a community where industry and residents can coexist in a healthy, happy neighborhood. With that, I would like to introduce Simone Sagovac, the president of the Southwest Community Benefits Coalition, who has been working for years to help make this happen.
All right.
Thank you. So I'm the project director of Southwest Detroit Community Benefits Coalition. It has a community elected board. And so for over 5 years, we, in the past administration, we started to ask and plead for dangerous structures to be taken down. We wrote petitions, letters, attended meetings. Every once in a while, one would come down. There was never any money. Finally, last fall, we saw an opportunity with the first sale of land for the bridge to work on a solution with the city. For some, this issue is blight. For us, the concern was health and safety of residents. We drove around with the city on a warm, sunny day last fall. Very warm, beautiful, if you can imagine. And we made a list of priority structures to come down. Things always take longer than you hope, but we are so glad it's our turn today and this week. So since the Delray is not receiving hardest hit funds, it was important to be creative to get the job done. Thanks to the whole team at the city for making it possible. We look forward to continuing work with the administration to seek other resources as more land gets sold to make way for the bridge and make sure that this is a healthy place and that we really have a bridge to a healthy community in Delray. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll hear from Mayor Duggan about how we are able to make this happen today.
Well, thank you. This is a day that Council Member Castagna Lopez should take enormous credit for. As Simone mentioned, this neighborhood under the federal guidelines and the hardest hit would never have qualified for demolition money. And so the question was, how could you address this? And when the state of Michigan bought city land for the Gordie Howe Bridge for $1.5 million, Council Member Castagna Lopez fought to get a share of that to be spent right in the community. And City Council voted to take half that money, $750,000, and spend it to improve the neighborhood, because what's happening here is while the bridge is taking out a good chunk of this neighborhood, there are going to be people on both sides who are going to be here for the long run. And I supported City Council's decision. And then the question became, $750,000 in a concentrated area can make a big impact, or if you're not careful, you can fritter it away and say, where did it go? And so I came down here and I drove Simone Sagovac around. And we went up and down every one of these streets, along with Rico Razzo and Brian Farkas, and she explained to me the different communities that were here, the owners versus the renters, the businesses, and we talked through all the different options that we might do, because we wanted to spend this in a way the community wanted it. Twice I met with the community group at their rec center, and we talked through what their options were. And this is the way that government should work. In partnership with the city council and the local community, they set the priorities. And so we're going to take down 33 homes, but we're also going to clean a huge amount of this community of debris and brush. And I think you're going to see in a very short period of time the quality of life here, at least the physical appearance, is going to be significantly better. This doesn't solve all the problems, but it's a significant step in the right direction. And Raquel, Simone, and your whole team, congratulations. This is your day.
So as the mayor mentioned, this process really has been driven by residents, and we'd like to hear from a couple of those residents who have fought for years to see this happen. The first is Candida Lyon, who will talk a little bit about some of the changes that she's seen so far in the community.
Candida, thank you. I'm going to read it. Good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Candida Leon. I have been living here in this neighborhood for 17 years. I raised my children who has played here in the recreation center down the street, and now my grandchildren. Our children are exposed to so many things that like dangerous old building that had sat for a long time. We have tried for so many years to get down. Now we are grateful to see progress. It means a lot to my family and my neighbor here. This is a positive step that will improve quality of life. We want to continue working with the city to make sure that all the residents this improvement on their blocks. It will not look better, but it will have more safe and healthy place for our children and residents to live. Thank you. I'm glad that you are here.
That was wonderful.
And now we'll hear from Selena Carrion.
Hi, my name is Selena Carrion. I've been a resident of Delray for over 15 years. I'm very ecstatic to see all these houses come down. The first two that came down were right behind my house. I have 7 children, 5 girls, 2 boys. So this is awesome to see these houses finally come down after so many years. So I want to thank Duggan and his administration for working together with the government and Simone and the CBC and seeing these houses finally come down. Thank you so much.
Well, with all those children, I hope you'll buy one of our side lots. I think you need the room.
I have a few.
So for those of you who don't know Selena, she has a beautiful house just down the street, and it really is an example of how residents are reinvesting in the neighborhoods. They purchased a lot aside as well as across the street to help build a basketball court. So it's really grassroots organizing that's happening in the Delray community. And for me, this is special. As a child, we owned a house right over on Melville Street, and I grew up there as part of my childhood. So it's very sad to see a community forgotten. But is very happy to see reinvestment and new energy in the community, and really something that's community driven by the people that live here. So with that, I think we're all set to go.
That one.